What about Venus? What do you
Venus-
think the planet of Venus might sustain?
Venus is absolutely amazing. The Magellan mission to Venus in the 1980s sent back some incredible
Old
radar
technology,
images.
too.
Old technology that sent back, because they used radar because they wanted to penetrate the thick clouds. And what we got back is absolutely astonishing. The images show the surface structures on Venus, and you can literally see cities there. You can see, it's as if you were in a plane that was 70, 80,000 feet up.
Old
and you were looking
cities
down.
or current cities?
I can't say that they're old because I don't see destruction. Now, I could be wrong, but what I see is intact cities.
Because if they were old, they would crumble just from
you would see
erosion.
You would see on a third of a building, a quarter of a building. You know, you wouldn't see tops of roofs. But from that angle, from the radar imagery, which mapped the entire planet, you see cities everywhere, and you see tops, which is very bizarre. Because when you go to Mars and you look at the imagery, you see 1/3 high structures, 2/3 high structures, quarter high structures, but you don't see any tops. Very few tops in most of the images. And you see a lot of flood damage.
What do these cities look like?
They actually look like modern-day cities you would just see here on Earth.
Skyscrapers?
New York, yes, skyscrapers,
Really?
tall buildings, bays. It's a very, listen, it's amazing. And people go, well, it's impossible to have something on Venus. Well, a lot of people don't know that the Venera mission from Russia went to Venus 16
landed
times.
there, right?
Landed there. They went there 16 times,
Yeah.
okay? And it's, you know, NASA says it's so hot, it's scalding heat, thousands of degrees, nothing can survive it. Well, how can you land with a parachute, a fabric parachute, 16 times on Venus?
And it functions when it hits.
Thank you, it functions. And not only that, I think it was Venera 14 that sent back an image of what looked like a land crab on the surface. And when one image is here, next image it moves, another image it's here, and then the fourth image, it's gone. And the explanation that we got back from NASA was that they think a lens cap fell off of the off of the lander. But people don't know that there's 16 missions to Venus already.
Venus. Supposedly the only planet with acid rain, lava lakes, killer pressure, and hurricane winds. But weirdly, it's also the only planet where we can't see the surface. It's completely hidden. Before the so-called Soviet landing, every scientist thought Venus was habitable. They found oxygen, water, even signs of life in the atmosphere. Old photos of Venus? Clearly blue. But now NASA shows us a yellow hellscape. Funny, if you point your telescope at Venus today, it still looks blue. So what changed? The Soviets dropped a tin can in the 60s, and suddenly Venus is a death world. They supposedly landed it on a planet with crushing pressure and molten temperatures, and it didn't melt? It didn't explode? No overheating? Really? Even crazier, they say it somehow aimed its camera towards Earth and beamed pictures through miles of toxic clouds and 70 million miles through space. Without modern tech, in the middle of an interplanetary hurricane. Planes on Earth lose signal in a storm, but this bucket of bolts nailed it? And unlike the moon landing, no descent footage, no landing shots. Just boom, here's a photo of the surface. And nobody asked questions. A 1960s robot lands perfectly on an invisible, lethal world, and that's just the truth now. Come on, something's not right about Venus, and they don't want you looking too close.